What's happening, financial coaches? It's Peter here, founder of Expedition Money. This was an interesting question that I got. It's a personal question. And it was, Pete, in the industry, we talk a lot about keeping a car and keeping a car running and holding on to old cars. What is the longest that you have held on to a car? And I will tell you, I talk about this in presentations and whatnot too, that, yeah, if you pay off your car and it's still running well and you did a good job of maintaining it, you can keep a car running for a pretty long period of time. Actually, I saw something a while back that the average age of a car on the road was something like 12.1 years. So you may live in an area where people get a lot of new cars or people lease cars, and you might see a lot of new cars, and you forget what the rest of America, the Rust Belt, the older people that don't put more than a couple thousand miles on their car. I'll tell you what, after the pandemic and staying at home most of the time, we don't put a lot of mileage on cars. So, what is the longest you have kept a car? I actually don't know, but I've kept cars a very long time. And I guess the older you get, the longer that can possibly be. But I will tell you right now, the oldest car that I have is a 1979. So that is pretty old. It's almost as old as me and still runs. I love it. I'm holding on to it because it's a car I love. But that might be a little extreme. But I definitely have cars that are 10 years old and I still drive those and they're in pretty good condition, sub 30,000 miles on those. And I guess if you have multiple cars, the average amount of mileage you have on any one of those cars is probably going to be a little bit lower. If we all put on 10,000 miles a year and you have multiple cars, you're just going to divide that 10,000 miles by however many cars you have. So, can you drive an old car? Yes, you can. I have talked about in some videos not buying old cars because they can be riddled with problems. They can be money pits. They can be very expensive to own on an ongoing basis. This is one area where you want to be careful because, yes, the price of a car will start to diminish over time, but the costs that come with keeping that car on the road will increase over time. And so, what you want to do is you want to get on that downward slope before you start riding that other curve up. You want to be on that little corridor where your costs are coming down over time. So, I'm probably not the perfect example of how to maximize your costs on cars because it's probably one of the few vices that I have where I probably overspend on that. But I think one of the things that is universal is that I take care of them, I maintain them, I try to keep them in great running condition so that I don't have unnecessary expenses with them. So if you want to keep a car on the road for a long time, you can definitely do it, but it might start taking some money when that car starts reaching a very mature age. Hopefully that helps. I'll see you later.